Hello and welcome to the first episode of the Fightfit Challenge, where everyday, ordinary people take on the challenge of a professional fight. Over 8 gruelling weeks, the group of 16 trained together with world-renowned trainer Paul Fifield. And with the help of business partner Bash Kasina, are they matched up evenly so we have a fair, clean fight. On today's episode, we have 2 cruiserweight fighters. Winner of the 2006 Biggest Loser, Adro Sarnelli, who is up against the Dutchman and psychology student, Lubbe.
We have a cruiserweight clash, mate.
Yes.
Adro Sarnelli and Lubbe.
Oh, yes, Adro Sarnelli, the winner of the Biggest Loser, the first Biggest Loser.
That's right. Yeah. What did he weigh then, mate? What did he weigh when he first?
160 kilos.
Well, he's coming in. He weighed in the other day at 84 kilos.
Just half the man he was.
Half the man he was. I think twice the man he was, mate.
Yes, wow.
I think twice the man he was. That's incredible. To come from 160 kilos down to 80. Even for this challenge, he was in his high 90s.
Yes, and he dropped down.
And he just kept dropping weight. And that's been good because he's now exactly the same weight as Dutchie.
Yes.
As Robin. They're both at 84 kilos.
Yep.
So this is the first time Adro has fought.
Yes.
And it's the first time Dutchie has fought.
Yes. Well, Adro was actually going to do the last challenge, and a few different things happened, so he couldn't. And he's continued to train all the way through. So I think he's got a great level of fitness. Dutchie has been training for a while as well. And if you look at the way he's been training, I think he's got a pretty good fitness too. So I think when they jump in the ring together, they'll push each other and really, get the best out of each other, I think.
Yeah. Sometimes I think that Adro hasn't been showing us all he's got.
Ah, okay.
Because every now and then I see glimpses.
Something off Biggest Loser, perhaps?
Yes, sometimes I see glimpses. I see him whip that left hook around with a bit of snap. I say, ooh, that's a good punch.
Yes.
Yep. And when he spars, he's quite a nice bloke.
Yes.
He looks after the people. If he's sparring someone lighter, he looks after them. He
yes.
doesn't. And as a fighter, you can't be like that. You've got to let him go a little bit.
Yes.
He doesn't want to. So I'm very, very interested to see what he's going to do on the day.
Yes.
Whether he's going to go, I'm here to win,
yep.
like he was with the Biggest Loser.
Yep.
I'm here to win, like I was when I want to lose all that weight.
Yep.
And he definitely has that desire to achieve, doesn't he?
That's right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, very even fight.
Yes.
As far as their weights are concerned.
Yep.
And their training times are concerned.
Yes.
So it should be an interesting fight. As I say, I've got a feeling that Adro is holding something back.
Yep. Yep.
But we'll see.
We'll find out on the night.
Yeah, we shall. It should be a good fight.
After winning the Biggest Loser in 2006, Adro became determined to pay it forward and help others who have been in a similar situation as himself. After losing all of his weight, he started to set himself goals, and a professional fight was just the challenge he was looking for.
Ever since I lost all of my weight and became fit and healthy and had a new outlook on life, I've been working quite tediously towards paying that forward. So I developed a weight loss retreat in a live-in program called The New Me, and I ran that for 7 years, which basically allowed me the opportunity to really perfect the program that I wanted to deliver out to the open world. So The New Me Rising is a program now that's online. It's a correspondence course. So the main philosophies that I have for The New Me and The New Me Rising are Eat Smart, Move More, Think Thin. And it's all 3 of those components that I have tutorials, workshops, programming for, videos. And so the idea is to teach people not only how to understand obesity, understand weight gain, but then of course understand weight loss, go through the process of losing weight, and then most importantly for all of them is to maintain a lifestyle and manage a lifestyle where they're no longer putting themselves in a position where they gain that weight again. Finish each other, take a good girl. One of the things that I really started to do once I started living an amazing, wonderful life was to start setting myself goals of things that I can achieve. And now my goal was to box, and I do want to do this. I do want to get in and focus on something such as boxing training. And for me, I think going into a fight is, of course, it's the final chapter of a fighter's training. And I've worked my butt off to train for something, and this fight is something. And I'm so pumped and excited about what it means to actually stand in the ring and have the hype of all of the training that I've put together. For me, it's being passionate about not only hopping in the ring, not only about living fulfilling and having the opportunity to play out a dream, a lifelong dream, but this is something that most people don't ever get to do that I've been able to do.
Robin Lubbe is a psychology student who has worked in child protection services in the Netherlands. He has type 1 diabetes, but despite this medical condition, he shows great tenacity and determination.
I'm originally from the Netherlands, and I moved from the Netherlands to Singapore with my wife. And from Singapore, half a year ago, we moved to Melbourne for her work. Back in the Netherlands, I worked in child protection. It definitely shapes you. I have seen a lot of different and nasty stuff. You don't realize how good your life is until you see the stuff I've seen. A calm personality definitely works. Also when you have interaction with kids and parents, and they make you try to make them feel a bit more comfortable in whatever situation they are. There are actually a lot of similarities between my previous job and the Fightfit challenge I'm doing now, because there you have to have that never give up mentality. So you know it's gonna be scary, and to actually step in the ring and get punched in the face. I decided to fight because it's always been in the back of my mind, and I heard a lot of people talking about the challenge and that it's so cool to do, and I thought, well, I just give it a go and see how far I'll come. For me, it's not about winning or losing, because my biggest fear is actually walk to the ring and knowing that you can't go back. I've been diagnosed with diabetes since I was 4 years. You can never take a break from diabetes, because I have diabetes type 1. So that means I have to take insulin shots every day. And at the moment I'm wearing an insulin pump, which gives me insulin 24/7. Yeah, sometimes it's a struggle to cope with it.
Coming up next, we will see how the calm and softly spoken Dutchman and the 2006 winner of The Biggest Loser overcome the challenges of what it takes to be a professional fighter. Professional fighters put their body through ultimate fitness extremes, because as head trainer Paul Feifeld says, you can never be too fit for your first fight. Both Adro and Robin have never stepped into the ring before and have not been boxing for very long, making these 8 weeks of training an experience that they will never forget.
I think the training's been amazing so far. Everything from learning the skills to being able to practice them on the bags to being able to hop in the ring, which is a total different thing altogether. The sparring really kind of takes it all away but brings it all together.
Because you're upright, when you're getting close to the dock, you go talking. And then when you're getting close, and so therefore you've got to come back a little bit, which means your head comes up. So you've got to stop when you're here. So if you're there, you've got to stop when you're here, then you can still punch. As soon as you get in here, you've got to do that, and look, everything's open, especially your head, yeah?
The hardest thing I think for me specifically has been probably the learning experience of things that I don't naturally do. So keeping my head down is probably the one thing. Since losing all of my weight, my one biggest thing, I've spent the last near decade, even before losing my weight, in perfecting my posture, standing up tall, being straight, and now that is causing me the most amount of grief, because it puts my head up for any mug to just flog at.
Good hook. Chin down, that's why you have the hook down, mate. You've noticed it come out? Yeah, it was right on the chin, wasn't it?
When I first started sparring, it was a roller coaster of emotions. Sparring is very different. It's kind of a controlled aggression, which is really, it's really quite attractive, to be quite honest. But it opens up a whole heap of emotions afterwards. Like I remember the first day of sparring. After that, I felt really quite, I think quite exposed, quite vulnerable, quite fragile after it. I think, there were emotions there from anger at what I did wrong in myself to wanting to cry because I suppose I just copped 20 punches in the head, to, not understanding the experience and my own ability to correct what was going on, seeing a punch coming to your head but not moving because you're too busy doing other things. So there was a lot of negative talk. It was amazing how quickly that all came flooding back in the first couple of sparring sessions. I did have a little bit of an aha moment where we were going our 20 on, 20 off on the bag and, giving everything that we've got. Something just clicked and the room kind of, for me, when I have little epiphanies in my life, the world's always gone quiet. And at that moment, during that set of, 20 on, 20 offs that we were doing, the room went quiet again and all I could hear was me grunting and hitting the bag. And I thought, now I'm flowing, this feels really good. And if you put that into, say, a movie moment, that was the moment where everything just went away and you just saw it happening in slow motion. I think my strength is definitely my fitness. I don't gas out. I notice a lot of the other boys gas out. I think another strength that I have is that I don't have any issue in progressing forward. I think my greatest weakness is going to be my inability to continually keep my chin down. So putting my head down, sometimes when I attack, I'll get a couple of punches and I raise my head to see better and then cop it. And other times when I'm getting hit, I'll push my head back, I'll let my head get pushed back by their punch, and that kind of, they just shake me a little bit. It was only after I got a headache that I started thinking, shit, I really need to keep my head down.
There you go, got caught. He's leaning away, mate. Hands by your head, hands by your head. You get a bit stunned then?
The best I liked with the training is probably being with a lot of cool people. It's so different from when you start boxing and you hit a few pads and you hit the bags. It's you can't compare it to stepping in the ring and actually, start sparring. It's a different world.
As soon as you're getting close, Dutchie, make sure your hands are really tight, yeah? Sometimes a little bit longer in a jab instead of just like this, Maybe not the first one, two, boom, yeah?
Being punched in the head is, especially the first few times, is a bit weird. But yeah, you kind of get used to it. Punching someone else is weird too, especially in the beginning. But yeah, you kind of have to when you're sparring. So you just go for it.
Don't throw too many single punches. Dutchie, that's you, mate. You're throwing singles only. See, Adro's throwing half a dozen. So you've got to throw combinations as well, Dutchie.
Strengths in boxing is that he doesn't give up. He's got a good left hook, and he's got great straight punches. His jab, his right hand, they're very straight, accurate. I really respect and admire Robin. He's a type 1 diabetic. It's an inspiration, and he's getting up there and he's giving it a go. I think with Dutchie, one thing that's going to be important to see if he can do it, he really needs to throw a few more punches when he's in the ring.
Sometimes when you see Dutchie though, you may not understand, but he does suffer from diabetes.
Okay, yes.
And he doesn't have that much energy. So he's got to get his blood sugars right.
Okay.
You probably saw him at the last sparring session. Yeah. Well, he did just come from hospital because he had a bit of an episode, and he still rocked up the training. So that shows something about his character. You got to let the right go, mate. You're knackered now, aren't you? You shouldn't be here.
I have to manage my diabetes, a lot because training makes my blood sugars go down a lot. Especially when you train boxing, it's really intense. Your muscles don't react as good as they should. I'm not going to use my diabetes as an excuse to win or lose. On the evening of the fight, when my fight's on, I have to take my insulin pump off. Yeah, just take a bit more extra care of my body and my diabetes.
Stay with us because up next we have all the action from the showdown. We will see if Dutchie can get those blood sugar levels in order and if Adro can master keeping that chin down on the first fight of the Fightfit Challenge.
Head down, head down.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the beautiful Melbourne Pavilion for the latest Fight Fit Challenge. Bruce Eva with you at ringside, and tonight's bout pits Adro, the Phoenix Sarnelli, against Robin Dutchie Lubbe. Let's hear the final thoughts of the two combatants.
I think the game plan for me is just chin down, hands up, and just get in.
I'm feeling good, but I'm very nervous at the moment. I just checked my blood sugar, so so far so good. I'm looking forward the most to walk to the ring and step in and go for it.
Adro is 35 years of age, Dutchie is 36, and we're about to start the bout. 3 2-minute rounds, and joining me is Master Trainer Paul Fifield. Paul, what can we expect this evening?
We've got two very even fighters here, Bruce, two very even fighters. They're both having their first fight. They've both trained extremely hard over the last 8 weeks. I know that Adro is a very, very competitive by nature, whereas what we have here in Dutchie is more of an easygoing sort of guy. So let's see what happens.
Probably the first scoring punch of the fight. Dutchie snuck a sneaky little straight left through, but it's a good early pace.
Yeah, he throws a lot of left hands, Dutchie, and Adro has a problem. He sticks his head up very, very high, and he's liable to get caught. And there he got caught there because his head was too high. Did you notice that?
Indeed, and the action is certainly very willing. Centre ring, although Adro on the attack now, and Dutchie covering up in defence.
Yeah, I think that's what's the way this fight will probably go. Adro is the more aggressive of the two. Dutchie will use that jab and move around the ring. And that's the way this first round's feeling itself out.
And with these guys who obviously aren't professionals, you find they're usually one-hand dominant?
No, they tend to swing away with both hands. They may not be so specific, but these guys, as you can see, this there from Adro, throwing both hands left and right, nice and comfortably. Nice
straight punches as well from Adro, who's in the orange trunks with the black band and piping. Dutchie in the black trunks with the orange band and piping.
Yeah, these guys are using 14-ounce gloves, a little bit different than usual. 14-ounce gloves, slightly larger to protect them because these, as I said, they've only had 8 weeks of training, and this is their first fight.
And a 90-second break between each round. 3 2-minute rounds, even first round so far, as Dutchie paws away with that left hand. No scoring blows there, or another little sneaky overhand right gets through.
Yeah, and again another overhand right, but Adro's coming back. See that big uppercut that Adro throws? He throws it very naturally.
That's clearly his signature punch, and it's found a home a couple of times in this opening stanza. And Adro lands a big right hand right on the bell, and he's blowing pretty hard at the end of an intense first 2 minutes.
Lovely slow-mo, lean left by Dutchie on Adro. You can see Adro throws a lot of punch. Doesn't land very clean. He throws a lot and crowds himself. Let's see what happens in round 2 after this. Oh, there's that right hand that he got caught with earlier on.
So we're about to get underway in round 2. Adro against Dutchie. They touch gloves, and it's Dutchie on the attack early, although Adro, good counter-punching there. Nice defence, though, from Dutchie.
Much more going on in round 2 than round 1, Bruce. Both of them throwing a lot of leather.
And that is a signature punch, isn't it? That uppercut from Adro, trying to find a home again on the luxurious beard of Dutchie.
Yes, he's definitely got a nice beard there. He does keep throwing that uppercut. Adro might have that uppercut, but Dutchie has that lovely lean left. He always throws it.
Good straight right from Adro. He's marching forward again. And a little clumsy in defence on this occasion from Dutchie, and having the best of the exchanges. Clearly there is Adro, who's wailing away and just misses with a huge left hook at the end of that exchange.
Yeah, and he moved his head around, look a little show poning there, but I think he's just having a little bit of a rest after that big flurry there. I think Adro's just had a little rest.
Adrenaline would still be coursing through the veins of both fighters. This is their grand final. Huge left rip from Adro, just misses the mark. Good peekaboo defence there from Dutchy, and then a little clubbing overhand left. Gets a bit scrappy, but the uppercut again from Adro gets through.
Well, they're having a bit of a rest. They decided to touch gloves after all. Dutchy needs to throw that right hand more. He's using that left a lot, but he needs to throw that right hand and make Adro a little bit worried about his power, because he has got a bit of power.
Adro was controlling centre ring, but Dutchy marches forward now, and a right gets through. Fatigue might be starting to be a factor in this round.
Well, they're both starting to look tired. They've put a lot into it. And Adro's still trying to throw that big uppercut. Oh, you see him come with that back fist then?
The backhand flick. Not sure if that's allowed.
No, the referee had a little word to him. There's that uppercut again. He's walking forward, Adro. He's pushing the pressure on Dutchy. And I think Dutchy's starting to feel it this round. As you can see, he's moving around. He's got to start throwing that right hand, Dutchy.
Both with mouth open, sucking in the big ones. It is late in round 2. Another tough round to score. Adro goes to the body right on the bell. Let's have a look at some of the best action from the second round.
There's a big right hand. That's what I want Dutchy to be throwing. Exactly what I'm after, Bruce. Throwing right hands like that. There's Adro. He throws a lot of punches and just hopes for the best. He's got to start picking those shots a bit cleaner.
And doubling up with the jab there was Dutchy as well. The third and final round is underway between Adro Sarnelli and Dutchy Lubbe. And another frenetic pace at the start. The early exchanges, this time going in the way of Dutchy. That was a clubbing right hand, and Adro's in trouble. He's trying to hang on, he's trying to hold, and now he punches his way out of trouble.
This is exactly what Dutchy has to do, because I think he's down. I would have put Adro up. Dutchy has to step forward and punch like that. He's landed another big right hand. You see that, Bruce?
Beautiful punch, which followed a snapping left jab as well, which rocked the head back of Adro. He's clipped with a short left again.
I've told Adro, you've got to keep your head down, and as one of his game plans is to keep his head down. He really got to concentrate on that, and his head's been up there, and he's got caught a couple big times by Dutchy.
And after he exchanges, he needs to get out of that hitting zone of Dutchy, who's got the height advantage. Both fighters in centre ring. Bolo right hand from Dutchy was short of the mark. Short little jab with the left from Adro.
Dutchy's having trouble breathing now. He's put a lot into this first round. He's struggling a little bit now, and he's giving Adro a chance to get his composure back, and he's landing some big shots now.
Adro really on the attack now, and Dutchy a little wobbly on the legs, and he's caught on the left ear with another clubbing right. Adro wailing away, trying to hang on as Dutchy.
That was a big combination from Adro, very big combination, probably about 10 punches or so. And that's what he's been working on in the gym, throwing big combinations. It's the first time I've seen him do that with a bit of, really deciding on where he's going to land with those punches.
Neither fighter leaving anything in the tank. Terrific performance by both gents, both in their mid-30s, both tipping the scales at 83 kilos, getting towards the end of the fight. And one big shot here could pull it out of the fire for either fighter, although Adro again on the attack, having the best of this exchange, finished off with an uppercut, and that's it. 3 action-packed rounds between Adro Sarnelli and Robin Dutchy Lubbe.
That was a great fight, very, very close.
We've got a majority decision. Judge Wayne Ashdown, 30-27. Peter Flaherty couldn't separate the two fighters. He had 29-29. Final card, Henry Nissen, 30-29. Majority points winner, red corner, Adro Sarnelli.
It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. I was going in there thinking, this is going to be just like sparring, but maybe amped up a little bit. It was nothing like it. But it was definitely by far one of the greatest experiences I've ever had. I've had a few, but that definitely tops it. It's amazing. Nothing could prepare me for what takes place when I'm in there. Nothing at all. It's just phenomenal. I just absolutely loved it. I absolutely loved it.
What a fantastic fight. Both boys gave it everything they had and got the most out of the experience. On our next episode, we have 2 of the gym's most revered girls fighting it out in our first female clash. If you would like to compete in the Fightfit Challenge or just get fit and have fun, call 1300 Fightfit or go to fightfit.com.au. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on the Fightfit Challenge.